Hey guys, my name is Kirkland Johnson. So I want you to do me a favor. I want to do a quick activity if that's all right with you. So with that in mind, I want you to close your eyes real quick. I want you to imagine that you are on the playground. You see many different kids playing on the swing set, as well as other kids playing on the merry-go-round, and you want to join in and ask them, can you play? Or you may want to also ask your teacher, hey, may I use the restroom? But even though you have needs internally, you can't express them verbally. Now, with all that in mind, I want you to open your eyes. What I just showed you is what a typical nonverbal autistic could deal with.
Hi, my name is Shay Johnson, and I have an activity as well, if you don't mind. I need you to close your eyes again, and I want you to picture yourself on the same playground, full of activity, full of children, but you are the teacher, or maybe even the parent, and you're looking at all of the other children playing and having a good time, but you zoom into yours, and they seem distant, disconnected, and you're wondering, are they hurting? Are they cold or hot, thirsty? Have they used the bathroom on themselves? It's so much uncertainty that may be going on through your heart. Now, open your eyes. What I've just explained is how a parent or maybe an instructor or a caretaker, the thoughts that may be racing through their mind as they're watching the child that they're responsible for on the spectrum. It can be heartbreaking, but it can be beneficial for you to know how to proceed. So now, guess what? These children now are school aged and they belong to you 8 hours of the day. And the whole point of this video is to hopefully inspire each and every one of you as an educator, as a parent, as a neighbor, as whatever your contribution may be in your community, to think outside the box. Because it's very well possible for your nonverbal, through prayer, through persistence, through creativity, through thinking different things, can become just like that young man that gave you that first activity. In just a few minutes, I'm going to allow my sons, Kirk and Kirklyn Johnson, who are now aged 22. They both are students at Mississippi State University, and they are very high functioning. But at the age of 3, they were both diagnosed with nonverbal autism.
My name is Stan Johnson. I'm the father of twin boys, Kirk and Kirklyn Johnson. And I remember specifically going to a clinical psychologist because my sons had never talked, and we were seeking out answers. And we were recommended to go to this psychologist. And the outlook that he gave was pretty bleak. It was not bright at all. It was pretty dull, and it was not full of hope at all. He he did testing on my son, and he was not very enthusiastic about the future. Once he was done, I asked him what was the diagnosis, what were his thoughts, and he said, he shook his head and said, "Don't expect a miracle. Your sons will probably never talk or understand." And that was his honest opinion. I accepted his honest opinion, but I knew I served a God who had the final say so.
But the difference is, I noticed something as a mom. I did the early intervention. I did the therapy. I did everything that I thought possibly could, but every single day, through their nonverbal ability, they were showing me something. I just had to look closer. And one day, I realized that these two young men absolutely love music. I'm talking about music turned something on in their brain that I couldn't describe. It's like light bulbs would spark. But after the music, it would be the same old thing.
All right, guys. So, one thing that I do want to expound upon and talk about is how you, the teacher, can help the nonverbal child. The one thing that you can do is make sure that you are very inclusive to everyone that's in your classroom, whether it be the nonverbal child, even the regular child. Make sure that everybody is involved. One thing that I can be a testament to is that even though I couldn't say things verbally, I always knew everything that was happening around me. There was one teacher that I had. Her name is Margaret Futrell. She was my music teacher, and she was one of the ones that really helped me expound upon my musical knowledge and my musical gifts that was needed for me to be where I am now. Even though, like I said, I couldn't talk, I've always remembered every experience that I had in that class. I remember the drums I used to beat. I remember the strings I used to play on the guitar. I remembered every experience that I had in that classroom. So, teachers, just make sure that you are being a light as well as a good inspiration to the children that are in your classroom because you never know when they're going to turn around and be a blessing to you. Because I promise you, if you invest in them, they will turn around and be a blessing to you as well as be everything that you need them to be.
Hello, what's up? My name is Kurt Johnson, and I'm from Houston, Mississippi. I like to play piano, organ, keyboard, guitar, drums, and stuff. And I also am minister of music at the House of Mercy. I am also a student at the Mississippi State in Starkville, Mississippi. I am a sophomore at the Access program, and I also in Unified Sports. Booyah!
Hello, I'm LaSarah Johnson, and I'm the little sister of Kirk and Kirklyn Johnson. And I would like to let everybody know and encourage them that if you do have anyone you know that has special needs, or not just special needs, anybody, continue to be their advocate. Because me growing up, I've always seen my brothers the same as everybody else, no matter how different other people make them out to be. But I'm still a normal little sister to them. I get on their nerves. I steal their clothes. This is Kirkland's shirt. And I've always been that little sister that they can lean on whenever they're feeling down. I've always been there for them, just like they have for me.
With that being said, we've talked about just the various amount of things that may be inspirational to you, but let's get back to you being inspired in the classroom. Or, I mentioned about cues and clues. So again, one day I was at home and I was a stay-at-home mom, and I realized that the boys love music and they really love this one specific song. So I was sweeping one day and the thought came to my mind, what if I place numbers and letters in the lyrics of the song and maybe I could possibly teach them what I need to teach? It was worth a try. So, true enough, they had the song and it simply says this right here. Y'all ready?
Mm-hmm.
Give me the key it needs to be in. Okay. All of my help, all of my help comes from the Lord, comes from the Lord. All of my help, all of my help comes from the Lord, comes from the Lord. And whenever I need help, whenever I need help, He walks by my side. All of my help, my help, my help, my help, my help comes from the Lord. So I decided, I gathered them together and I said, we're going to try this. And I said, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. 7, 8. 7 and 8. 9, 10. 9, 10. 11 and 12. 11 and 12. 13. 13, 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. 20. Honey. Yeah. So that's how I taught them their numbers. And did you see this little cool thing that he was doing with his hand? That used to be his stemming. But his stemming turned out to be drumming. We turned him into a major drummer. And he's awesome. Kirk started playing keyboard at the age of 3 without a lesson. LaSarah, even though she's not on the spectrum, I taught her the same way. So my question is to you as an instructor or a parent or just anybody, what's in your mind? What can you do that's a little bit different? It may be, if you see your child, they may be stacking their cars in line. Can you get down there with them on eye level and stack those cars with them and just count while they're stacking? Or talk about the colors. It may seem like they're not engaged, but they're there. And you just never know when the dots will connect. Some of you, yeah, you're a teacher by trade, but you may have the gift of singing. You may be a good actress, an actor. What is in your arsenal that you don't necessarily think to bring to your classroom that may work? Everything can be something if you use right. Think outside the box. The main thing is those children belong to you 8 hours a day. They are special. And if you're teaching them with the heart of love, you're special too. Okay? Kirkland wrote a book. It's called Heaven Spectrum. And it talks about his life as an adult or growing up. It gives the full testimony because we only could do this for just a few minutes. And it talks about so much of his personal feelings as one on the spectrum. And I just completed a 26-day devotional coloring book. It talks about every single thing you possibly could think of as a caregiver and as a mom or just someone who is dealing with the people, the children on the spectrum, okay? You just never know. I'm telling you, one thing I need you to understand is you're packed with something. And what you're packed with can spark a light that can lead to extraordinary children. God bless you.
Your presence, your voice, your patience, and your faith matters. And you can be that calming voice to calm things down, even with your children, even and with loved ones who think or who may panic. Your patience is needed. That presence is needed in that child's life and in the entire family's life to trust God through the process and do what you can. Being present in their lives can be a milestone all in itself, and that can help change their behavior and calm their behavior, get on the right path, along with prayer, patience, and faith, trusting in God, and doing the things that you know to do, and watching the children closely, seeing what things that they like to do, seeing what they pick up, and embracing that and helping them along the way. And just continue to keep the faith. Be encouraged. Things can turn around at any moment with God on your side.